What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I just recently finished the entire Children of the Corn film series. I've watched all of them, so I wanted to do a ranking of those movies. This will be the first movie ranking I've ever done. I've never done a movie review or anything like that. But I just want to do a quick run through of all these movies, rank them from worst to best. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not including the Sci-Fi Channel movies, these two right here. I won't be including those. They're not in the official film series. They were made for TV. I got through about like 30 minutes of the first one and it's just absolutely miserable. It's not even worth even watching them both because they're just going to end up at the bottom of this list, I think. So I'm not going to be including those. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. I guess just ignore them. The original 9 films of this series is what we're going to be ranking. I might put a picture of all of them right here. So at number 9 we have Children of the Corn Genesis 2011. I just finished watching this one last night. It was very hard to get through. I mean, the movie was only an hour and a half and it felt like 4 hours. It's very boring. It has nothing to do with Children of the Corn, really. I mean, it has nothing to do with He Who Walks Behind the Rose or anything like that. It's just a couple pretty much fighting against this old man and his wife. I thought it was very boring, very forgettable. I watched it last night and I couldn't really tell you the plot. It was really, really bad. It's one that I'll never watch again. Coming slightly above that at number 8 is Children of the Corn, the 2020 remake or 2023 remake, whatever you want to call it. They had a weird mishap with that. It was finished in 2020, but COVID happened, so they had a re-release, like theatrical release in 2023. I watched it on Shudder. I thought it was absolutely miserable. It was horrible. The acting was infuriatingly bad. I did not like the kid actors. I didn't like the lead. The story was okay, but I don't like how they showed the process of them killing the adults, and I didn't really like that. I think I like the original film. I like how they did it, where it was just killed off in the beginning and then it cut to the story. I don't really want to see the town full. I want to see the abandoned town. I like the ghost town feel, and that one just is not it. Too much dialogue, too much talking. I wasn't a fan of it. Coming in at number 7 was arguably one of the most forgettable movies in this franchise. That would be Children of the Corn 666, Isaac's Return, if you want to call it that. I mean, that's the title of the movie, but it didn't feel like that. Very forgettable, as I said. I really couldn't tell you much about it. I know Isaac was like in a hospital bed for the majority of the movie, and then whenever he was finally out of the hospital bed, he wasn't even that big of part of the story. He wasn't even like the main bad guy or anything like that. He wasn't He Who Walks Behind the Rose or anything like that. It was just very weird, and I didn't like that at all. From there down, from Children of the Corn 6 down to the ones I just mentioned, those are the ones I probably won't ever watch again. They were just so bad and miserable. They were an actual chore to get through. So yeah, not a fan of that one. Coming in at number 6, I have Children of the Corn Revelation, 2001, I believe it came out. Yep, 2001. I watched this a few nights ago, and it was pretty boring. I don't want to say it was unwatchable, but it was close. It's like riding on that line of unwatchability. This is the line in my ranking where it's like almost unwatchable. Below this, movies I never want to watch again. Above this are movies I would rewatch. This one sits right there in the middle of the line. Like, I might give it a rewatch someday in some weird marathon I do. It followed this one girl that was coming to town for her grandmother. Couldn't find her, so it's kind of like the search for her. Finds out she was sacrificed, I think, to the cult of He Who Walks Behind the Rose. But the children are really weird in this one. It's kind of different. They don't talk. I thought that was really weird. Had a couple good scares. Some good kills, I think, but very forgettable and just very weird. I don't think I'll ever watch that one again, really, but I might. Here at number 5, from here on up are movies that I would actually like to rewatch, and I want to give another chance. I'm intrigued to watch again. So coming in at number 5 is Children of the Corn 5, 1998. This is like when it starts to show that this series is staying over its welcome. It's very 90s. It has some 90s actors that you might recognize. I can't think of their name right off the top of my head, but it's very kind of generic 90s slasher type feel to it. Got college kids going to spread their friend's ashes that committed suicide. I guess it's his hometown. I can't really remember. I need to rewatch it, but ends up finding out that one of the girl's brother is in the cult of He Who Walks Behind the Rose, and it's very weird. They have like this silo of fire, the ever-burning fire, or ever-burning flame, or something like that. And I guess that in this movie, that is He Who Walks Behind the Rose. I don't really understand that, but you have to like sacrifice yourself when you turn 18, and you have to jump into the everlasting flame or something like that. But it was very weird. It was like okay, and shut your mind off. It's like an okay slasher. Like I said, it's very 90s, and I'd like to give that one just a rewatch, just so I can get a fresh memory on it. But it was okay. Coming in at number 4, I have Children of the Corn 4, 1996. This one was actually not that bad. It didn't really have anything to do with the cornfield. I didn't really have that feel. I mean, it did, but it didn't. It was more of the kids were getting sick because of the leader of the cult. The leader was making all the kids sick, and as they got sick, they became evil and started killing the adults. It was actually kind of fun. It wasn't bad. It had a small town feel to it that I liked. I loved the corn-based horror. That's why I wanted to watch this full film series, but it does have that feel to it, so I can give it that. I would like to rewatch this one. I'm not gonna say it was a good movie, but it wasn't that bad. I'd keep it on my shelf and watch it again. Alright, coming at number 3, these top 3 were pretty hard to I was pretty certain on my number 1, but especially these next two, this number 2 and number 3 spot, I switched them back and forth a few times, but I think this is the way I like it. Number 3, we have Children of the Corn 2, 1992. I did enjoy this one. It's actually not that bad. It's not a very cohesive follow-up to the original, but it's a decent slasher. If you think of what it is, it's just a decent slasher, corn-based slasher, which is what I come to these type of films for. So I got exactly that out of it. Has some decent kills. You got a cool kill of a corn stalk flying into a dude's chest, coming through the windshield. I thought that was pretty cool. But it has a small town vibe that I like. I like the lead characters. I think the dad and the son, I do like those characters, and the girl that comes in that's with the son. So I thought it was pretty good, and I would like to rewatch that one, and I liked it. Coming in at a close number 2 is Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. This is one of my biggest surprises in the series. I thought this movie was going to be absolute garbage, because it's one of those, it's the weird one out of every horror franchise. You know, they either go to space or they go to the hood. This one, they go to the hood, kind of. It's more than just the city, but it's kind of, they go to the hood. I thought it was going to be garbage. I could never think of how cornfield in the city, I couldn't see how that would work in any way. And it actually did work. This has some of the funnest kills. Behind my number 1, it has the best lead kid, or whatever you want to call him, cult leader. It tells a story of the new leader of He Who Walks Behind the Rose. He gets, I guess, adopted into this family. I can't remember. I haven't watched this one in a while, but they eventually go to the city, and he starts his cornfield behind his house, and he starts conjuring up all this evil and stuff like that. And the endings is one of the most crazy in this whole series. It might be the craziest in the whole series. It has some of the funnest kills, good gore effects, and I enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would, so I definitely want to rewatch this one. And coming at number 1, no surprise, the original Children of the Corn, 1984. I actually love this movie. It's one of my favorites. I think they do the corn-based horror pretty perfect in this one. A lot of people don't like this movie or think it's like okay. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's okay or anything like that. I think it is generally a good horror movie. I really enjoy this one. I've watched this one over and over again. I never watched the sequels before I've done this ranking, but I watched the original growing up. As a little kid, I watched it, and I've always enjoyed it. It's always been one of my favorites. So it'll always be at the top of my list. I don't think as far as they keep making these, I think they are going to keep on making these until my whole life. They'll probably keep on making Children of the Corn movies, but I don't think it'll ever be dethroned. It's the best one out there. It has the abandoned, the ghost town vibe to it, perfect. I love how it's just the couple going into this abandoned town, and the kids are evil. I think Isaac is the best leader in the whole series. The actor, I can't think of his name, but he does the best. Malachi is a great character. I really liked Malachi. The rest of the kids, I think they do it the best out of the whole series. They do it the best, and unfortunately, none of the rest of the movies live up to that one. But I can just watch this one and be happy that they made this one. And it's not only my favorite Corn movie, but it is one of my favorite Stephen King movies. I'm not going to say my favorite. I think I would save that for Pet Sematary, but it's probably number 2. I think it's safe saying that it's my number 2 Stephen King movie. I actually really love this movie, so that's about all I have to say about that. Alright, thank you guys for watching this different video. I might do more rankings. Let me know if you guys liked it. Maybe I'll do individual movie reviews later on, something like that. I love movies, obviously. It's my main thing. So if you enjoyed it, let me know. Leave a like. Thanks for watching. See ya.